Good morning, guys. Today's video I'm going to be filming a quick little minimal makeup look. Well, I consider it minimal for what I do on holidays, especially when I'm around family. I mean, I see a lot of people, I'm always shocked that these people that do these really like glammed up eye looks for Thanksgiving dinner and stuff. It's like, maybe it's just me. I don't like to waste my makeup on my family. No offense, mom, dad, my sister. I just think, you know, if I'm going out, I'll do it. But if I'm just sitting around the house, I like to have a pretty, what I call like a comfortable face on, so I can lay on the couch and not, or like, you know, lay against Keegan and not get makeup all over his shirt. I'm going to show you what I will be doing on Christmas morning. And this is also my kind of like a no makeup look. I'm going to clip my hair up. We went to see the new Star Wars last night. It's pretty good. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know yesterday some asshole on here really pissed me off, saying that like, wow, my skin is in horrible condition, that I have like pores and blemishes and discoloration. I film in high def and I don't use camera filters or softeners on my skin because that's not real life. So I do always want you guys to see what things look like. And I'll get close here to show you. This is what my skin looks like with no makeup on. I typically find the closer I am, you can see I have a piercing scar. Yes, I do get hair on my lip, but I've pretty much lasered that off. I do have a blemish here right now. You can see I get dry skin. I have some discoloration here. On my forehead, all my freckles, you can see. I have a scar on my face. I have some larger pores right there. My forehead kind of like goes flat right back here. So sometimes, depending on the lighting, the contour, I have a funny shaped head. I'm pretty sure my mom dropped me as a baby, but she won't admit it. I mean, it is what it is. We're human. I find makeup makes my skin look better from far away because it evens out my skin tone, but it always looks worse up close because basically it's face paint. I mean, you have a layer of something sitting on top of your skin, so it's gonna cling to baby hairs. I mean, I'm gonna do my face prep. I'll list the steps as I'm doing it. My face prep is always the same. I'm using my Caudalie grape water. Then I like to go on with my sea serum. I've been loving this Drunk Elephant sea serum. Although like the pump sometimes gets a little stuck, and when I push it down, it like shoots out. I don't want to waste anything. Doesn't smell good, but again, like I said, if your skincare smells good, be afraid. Here comes the tomato face from rubbing it. My face always does that. It's because I'm so fair. When I was tan, like when I was laying out in the sun all the time and I was super dark, you would never ever see this. But since I stay out of the sun and I wear SPF every single day, I get really red. Now, after I got that layer of moisturizer down and my vitamin C serum, I do these certain steps every single day, even if I'm not wearing makeup, just because I like my skin to stay hydrated. So that vitamin C serum will leave a tacky film kind of on your face while it's drying. But actually, if you do it underneath makeup, I find it's almost like it acts like a primer. It helps the makeup kind of stick to it. I'm gonna go in with my Hangover RX. I don't think I've ever seen a channel where anybody zooms in as close as I do for my lipstick review check-ins, because I really want you guys to see what it's doing and how it's wearing, but that also opens me up to a bunch of scrutiny about what exactly my skin looks like in 5K, super up close. It's not the most complimentary. Now I'm going to go on with my Makeup Forever Skin Step 1 Equalizer and the Nourishing. This is the really thicker moisturizing one. I put that on the cracks of my nose because that's where my skin peels. And I had that blemish, that painful one I told you guys about the other day in the video, and the Retin A literally made it like go down. The color's still there because of the discoloration, but I've been getting dry skin. It's also the winter time, and when you have heat on, like my heater is still broken, they're coming today to fix it, but I've been having like a space heater on, and that is drying. I need to make sure that I start turning on my humidifier when I go to bed. Sometimes I like to use my MAC Moisture Infusion too, because again, that one's more of like a serum. This has electrolytes in it. I'm due for another one of these. This is that MAC Moisture Skin Infusion. It's barely coming out anymore. I like to just focus this on the areas that I do get the most dry, which is for me right around here. I know my skin prep is insane, but the same people that bitch about me using 17 steps or something like that are the same people that bitch that my skin looks dry. So now if you have your Tarte face spackle, you can go in with that. Although since that's really expensive, I prefer to use that under the days that I'm going to be putting foundation all over my face because that is white colored. So sometimes you can get, if you don't rub it in properly, you can get it to ball up. So for days like this, I'm going to take my Porefessional by Benefit because it's skin flesh colored, and I'm gonna just dot that on the bigger pores of my face, which is right over here for me. But now I like a little, I use this one all the time. You know, I've tried 8 million and especially really expensive name brand illuminators. Like I have the Becca. I prefer this one. It's really moisturizing. It feels nice. It gives a nice glow to the skin. It reminds me of MAC strobe cream, except 10 times better. It's the same kind of luminous finish, except this one is truly moisturizing. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through, and I learned this from Lisa Eldridge. I was doing a form of this, but she calls it pinpoint concealing, which that's exactly what it is. So for that, this is my favorite product to use for that. This is the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer. Why sensual? I don't know. When I tell you this is the most full coverage pigmented foundation you will ever see. It's super expensive and it comes in this little pot. Do you see how much I've used? Like hardly any of that. It is very easy to go overboard with this. I have this in my skin color, and I also have it in a lighter one that I got to highlight, but I find if I bring it up under my eyes, this is so thick, it tends to crease. Doesn't look very complimentary. So my favorite way to use this is I actually use an eyeliner brush. This happens to be the Sigma EO5 I got as a free gift. That's why it's pink in one of my brush orders a long time ago. You can use any little brush like this. The ones that come to a point are the best, and what I do is I just dip some in there. Now, if you see what I picked up there, this is a lot. This will do like 5 faces. I'll roll it in the cap like this to get a little of that off. And then I'm gonna go in on the areas that I have discoloration, blemishes. So like right here, right here. I have a scratch on my face from my cat, a blemish, some freckles. I mean, I like my freckles, but I mean, if you have any that are darker, I have a blemish here, and right here. Starting to get something there. I don't know what that is. This. Now you could use a beauty blender, but remember the beauty blender is going to shear out whatever you put down on there. And since I'm just focusing this in on these spots, I prefer to use a brush. These are my favorite 3 brushes to work in pinpoint concealing. This Real Techniques brush is the domed shadow brush. This one is the Sephora Pro Airbrush in Pro Airbrush Concealer in number 57. And then this one is called the Queen by Makeup Addiction. I'm just going to use this one. It's the most affordable, and I actually prefer this out of all of them. And I'm just gonna touch it on the spot and just kind of wiggle it back and forth. Don't go crazy, but just like I pat it and wiggle. See, it just blends it in. Pat, 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 and then kind of wiggle it on. Just color correct those darker spots without putting makeup all over your face. I'm going to, you know, see when I lean forward like this, you can see the discoloration that I have in my eyes. Basically, your eyes are very vascular, and what that is your skin right here is thin. Most people, I mean, some people can have discoloration, like the actual skin itself is darker from sun damage, but for me what this is you can see the veins and like the blood underneath my eyes. So you're gonna want to, if you're not gonna be highlighting, you'll wanna kind of color correct that. I use this Bare Minerals Bare Skin Concealer, and this is in Fair. In all honesty, I normally would use my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Custard because that's more of a color corrector for me, but I find it's been making my eyes kind of dry and crease up. So just take something that's gonna color correct that, and what I'm gonna do is just kind of like this underneath my eyes. I'm not gonna do the crazy drag queen highlighting thing that I normally do. Just like that underneath my eyes. Scrape that brush off because otherwise it will crease on you. And then use my beauty blender to just pat that out. Just bounce it up and down. Don't pull on your eye area. And I'll just kind of take it up over the eye socket as well. It'll kind of just even out that. See? I'm going to take a little bit of under eye setting powder. I go back and forth between my Besame Secret Brightening Powder and the Violet and this Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. I'm going to click that off on my Wayne Goss number 2 brush, and I'm just going to tap that lightly right there. We just don't want it to crease, and we want it to stay put. Now I'm just going to fill in my eyebrows. You know, I use that pomade, the Dip Brow, which I really like, but I also find that that gives a way more harsh effect, like much more glamorous redone. I love this NYX eyebrow cake powder. I use it in the taupe color, and I'm gonna get this in the lightest one on my Wayne Goss number 21 brush, and I'm just gonna lightly go over my eyebrows. I did get the powder fill method done on my eyebrows last Christmas in New York. I do have to get them touched up, so hopefully I'd never have to even retouch them again, but I think since I prefer a lighter color, I would always kind of need to go over them a little bit. If you guys have any questions about that procedure, I do have a whole video. It was one of the first videos I actually did on my channel. So you can watch me be super awkward talking to myself in the camera trying to get comfortable. And I'm going to take this Wayne Goss number 22 brush. I really like this brush for blending in my eyebrows. I thought $55 was a ridiculous amount to spend on this eyebrow kit, and the brushes are really good though. It makes me happy, especially if you think about it. Some of the Anastasia ones I bought were like 20 something and they break. Like little spoolie on the end of mine kept like turning off. It was a pain. Now I'm just gonna go on with eyebrow gel. You can use clear. I'm just gonna use this Benefit Gimme Brow in the, what is this, light? Maintenance just got here to fix my heater, so if you hear my dog barking, it's because she's locked in the bedroom with Keegan right now, so sorry about that. After that, I'm just gonna curl my eyelashes. Then I'm going to take some of this IT Cosmetics. This is the Celebration Foundation in Illumination in the shade Light. I got this as a duo together on the IT Cosmetics site. And then I'm just gonna go over my nose because you know I like to try to neutralize my nose. Now, if you are oily, you could take this all over your face. This actually gives a beautiful finish, and it is ideal for girls with dry skin. The one that's matte is more preferred for, it's the black packaging for girls that are oily. For me, when if I put that all over my face, it'll look good for like an hour, and then it starts to soak up the rest of the moisture I have in my skin, and then I can get dry and flaky and peely over there. See, all we wanted to do was just even out our skin tone, right? We've covered up some of those blemishes. You can see I'm still kind of dry here, so I have some redness. So if I wanted to, I could take that and just kind of tap whatever's left over on the spots that you look a little more red maybe. Next, I'm going to pick up a very neutral blush. Can you guys guess what it is? My MAC Sunbasque. I don't know why I'm just using the life out of this. NARS Madly is a nice one. NYX Terracotta is the dupe for the Sunbasque one. 2 fingers on the side of my nose, and just put that on the apples of my cheeks. Lightly. We just want a little color. We don't want to look dead. I'm going to take this Wayne Goss Holiday brush and just make sure I blend that in so it's not too much. I ordered this Best Damn Beauty lip mask by Nicole Guerrero that just got here a little while ago. This it reminds me of a thicker Nivea, those little tins, like the raspberry cream. That's what this reminds me of, except this one, it tastes terrible, terrible. I'm gonna take a little on the back of my nail. It's super thick. It's like, it reminds me of taffy. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm gonna take a little bit of highlighter. These are all optional steps, obviously. I'm just gonna run a little bit over the top of my cheekbones. I like a little bit of that dew. I don't contour, I don't bronze when I do something like this. It's just a few steps. Take my MAC Fix Plus. You can see, like, I don't have any makeup really setting on my lip area. It's not caking around my nose because we just went in, oops, makeup brush hair. Quit making me look like I have a beard. I am going to do a New Year's Eve look. I'm gonna try to work on that tomorrow. I got some of those new Makeup Geek sparklers, so I'm gonna play around with some of those, I think, and do something kind of glitzy for the new year. This is the finished look. It's nothing over the top. It really shouldn't take you any more than 5 minutes, and you get up in the morning, just pinpoint conceal, blend it in, eyebrows. You guys saw. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas.